It's a continuous circle. This is who he is. And at some point in time, Skip, look, I don't need somebody to hit me in the face with a skunk for me to realize that a skunk smell. I don't need someone to keep telling me Antonio Brown has changed. This is Antonio Brown. How many times are we going to see this? Listen, I don't know Mr. Kraft like I know some of the owners that I played with. Knew Art Modell very well because I played with him. Knew Mr. B, rest their soul, Mr. B. I played 12 years under him. So I know those owners very well. Have a little casual conversation from time to time. Every time I speak, see him, me and Mr. Kraft, have a great conversation. Skip, there's no way. Tom Brady could go in Mr. Kraft's office and say, Daddy, you know, I've never let you down before. Mr. Kraft say, Tom, get up and get out of my office. That's not happening. Now, he did this before, Skip. Remember the first, I think it was that Sunday, he put something up about Mr. Kraft and what transpired in Florida.
He did.
He erased that. And he does the very same thing again and erases it again.
Yep.
And keep people like, well, bro, why won't you just sit down? Let it play out. Even if they did sign him, the NFL has made it abundantly clear. Sign him at your own peril. He's going on the commissioner's exempt list. You're going to pay him, but he's not playing until we get this situation resolved. This situation is not getting resolved. What day is the Super Bowl on?
The 2nd?
Okay,
right?
it's not getting resolved until at least the 4th or the 5th. That's at the bare minimum. They got to even have a conversation with Antonio Brown. I can assure you, they're not even thinking about Antonio Brown. They don't even know anybody named Antonio or Brown in the league office. This is where they are. But Skip Bayless, he can't help himself. This is why I've said he needs to go talk to someone. He needs someone around him. Say, hey, B, bro, you're making it worse for yourself. You're making it more difficult than it needs to be. Why won't you just sit down, let it take its course, and then we'll see what happens when it happens. But I don't know who he thinks he's helping. He think that's helping his cause, Skip? That he put this up there?
I don't know.
Man, this dude he lost all his mind. But I'm not surprised. I told people from day one, they said I was a hater. I said this when it happened the first time, Skip. What I tell you, I said, be done with him. He's not going to change. Skip. See, people think money is not a cure. Money is a deodorant that there's a stink that you might have if you're impoverished. And when you have money, you can mask it. See, money doesn't change you. It makes you more what you already are. Skip, if you got a drinking problem, you have no money, what happens when you get money? You become an alcoholic. If you're druggy, you become even worse. If you are a jerk, before you got money, you become the biggest you know what they can possibly be.
That's true.
And that's what that man is. He thinks money can do all things. All it does is it reveals us. That's all money does. It just says, hey, take a look at me. This is who I am. In my finest, in my purest. This is me. I may be.
So to me, to echo everything you just said, the sound you just heard was Antonio Brown hitting bottom.
I thought he was already there.
This was the bottom to me. To repost a fan's post ripping Robert Kraft on and off the field, on the field that he doesn't any longer want to win. That's just wrong. What? Of all the people you could call out for not wanting to win, that's not one of them.
No.
And he might take this even more personally than the off-the-field shot that the fan took that Antonio reposted.
Correct.
So did Antonio really think in his heart of hearts that fans' shot at Robert Kraft would somehow move Robert Kraft to go to Roger Goodell and say, you've got to reinstate this man because we want to re-sign him right here, right now? Would this motivate Robert Kraft to do that? Did he think it would shame Robert Kraft into doing that? Seriously, do you think you're more powerful than Robert Kraft so that if you repost the fan shot, that it will somehow shame him into saying, you got me, Antonio. I got to get you back. I got to do this. The bridge was already on fire with Robert Kraft.
Yes!
And remember, Antonio, was it 2 weeks ago, tried to apologize. It was sort of a backhanded backdoor apology to Robert Kraft. Now you have poured a full tanker of gasoline on top of the bridge that's already on fire. You have just burned the bridge to the ground, thereby eliminating, I think, any chance of you getting re-signed anytime soon by the New England Patriots. And then back to your point, he still can't get it through his head, Antonio, that he is so far from getting reinstated, period.
Yes.
So far. There's the list that we don't have time to read, the list of legal issues that Antonio still has hanging over his head.
Right.
Roger Goodell does not love any of this.
No.
Roger Goodell is going to protect the Shield, and when he does get reinstated, he will get suspended for X games.
Yes.
I don't know how long.
Right.
Maybe they're sort of counting this year as part of the suspension somehow.
Skip, I had a homeboy. He was going to get suspended because he did something in school, and they were going to suspend him 2 weeks. But guess what he said? He said, well, I'm going to quit. I'm like, bruh, you do know if you quit school, the suspension doesn't start until you start to come to school. It's not like you can just say, I'm not going to. No, bro, it doesn't work like that. So Antonio Brown thinks, well, because I'm out of the league right now, this is my suspension. No, bro, you're not on the team. You have to be on a team in order for you to be suspended.
And why is he no longer on the Patriots? Because he dared to group text a woman who was his second accuser, right?
Right.
And it became public because she obviously made it public.
Right.
And it forced Robert Kraft to say, okay, I'm out.
Right.
I can't.
Just, AB, just leave well enough alone.
Yeah.
Let it run its course, and then you can be clear, you can be exonerated, and then we can move forward. But for you to continue this, you apologize. Skip, he said, I'm sorry. You know, I just want to win, and sometimes my emotions get the best of me. Okay. So, okay. If you want to believe him, you believe him. Then he didn't get his way. Well, I'll take it back. I'm not sorry. Here, bloop, retweet.
Yep. Okay.
You see what happens, Skip?
Yep.
That he apologized. How can I say I'm sorry? Okay, Shannon, I accept your apology. And then when I don't get my way, I meant everything I said the first time I said it. Because that's basically what he said.
That is true. So this is the height of delusional. It's the height of wrong-headed, and it's another self-inflicted wound of self-destruction. That's what you're doing. You're just self-destructing right before our very eyes. And yet he's forced to sit on his couch on Sunday night and watch that team that he grew to love over the, whatever it was, couple of weeks he was there,
Right.
3 weeks. And it's glaring they don't have Antonio.
Right.
So this somehow empowers Antonio to think he's above the league. Well, you said from the start, Antonio, the first thing you're going to get hit between the eyes with is this league is going to go on just fine without you.
It has.
You are not the world.
No.
You are not the league.
He somehow he came to this because of what transpired in Pittsburgh and how they let him
Yep.
let him have his way until they no longer wanted his stomach. So, you know, they can tolerate you until they can replace you. And once they saw Juju, they were, hold on. Juju had more yards than you. Juju had more catches than you.
Yep.
You're replaceable. That's Mike Tomlin's quote. We'll tolerate you until we can replace you.
Yep.
Okay, once they found they could replace him, his thing was, I'm going to play on my rules. If you want AB, you got to play by AB rules. You got a team? Now, if you got $4 or $5 billion, you can go buy you a team and you can act however you want to. But as long as you got to deal with the NFL, you're going to fall up under that umbrella. And if you don't want to fall up under that umbrella, you're going to step outside and you're going to get rained on. So guess what? It's raining on him right now, Skip.
It's raining. And I didn't see any tweets from Antonio during the Cleveland at Pittsburgh game on Sunday when, without Juju, Pittsburgh beat its division rival Cleveland. So they even did it with no AB and no Juju. Okay.
And no James Conner.
No James Conner. How did they do that? Well, you can figure out new ways to pull it off, right?
Yeah. So,
Okay.
Man, look here. Skip, the guy was having a Hall of Fame career. What reporter, what analyst, what journalist is going to vote, say, yeah, going to put their name behind this?
He is doing big Hall of Fame damage right now.
Big.
Yep.
That is hard.
I mean, Skip, they kept T.O. out because they said what transpired on. I mean, T.O.'s a saint compared to this guy. For me, I didn't think T.O., but now they said, Skip, they can take it to the sidelines, they can take it to the locker room, they can take it off the field. Man, this dude gonna be 100 before they vote him in.
Yep, I would agree. You know what? I'll give you that. And I was a big critic of Terrell being finally inducted after what? He took 3 tries?
3 years, yeah.
Sure.
But I will give you, he comes off as a saint compared to this guy.
Yes.
Because Terrell's issues were all inside the locker room,
Right.
sort of inside the huddle. That's why I called him Team Obliterator, but it was all confined to that.
Right.
Disrupting the football team behind closed doors, in the huddle, wherever else,
Right.
on the sideline.
Skip, I could have
This-
played
this
with
is
T.O.
completely-
I could have played with T.O. This dude right here,
Yeah,
we
that'd be
had
a
problem.
Yeah.
We had problem.
So what he doesn't understand, that the social media that he thinks is making him is actually breaking him.
Yes.
Because he just lives for social media. He is a prisoner of social media. He is addicted to it.
Yep.
And he can't stop it.
Can't.
And it's devouring him.
You're right, AB. You're right. You tell him.
Yeah.
Time to hand it over
Okay.
to someone else because it's destructive. I think what he was trying to do was show that the fans want him back through this post. He was like, see, everyone's still talking about me. They want me back. But he wasn't realizing that because the
wait.
language was so vulgar towards Mr. Kraft, it reflects so poorly on
Well,
him.
and seriously, you can't let somebody else say Robert Kraft doesn't want to win. Oh, you trust me, he will take that deeply
Yeah, the
personally.
man wanted to win so much, they flew 2 planes to Houston because some of the players were sick. And they didn't want to contaminate the whole plane, so they flew 2 planes.
That's an expensive safety
And that man
move
don't wanna
for
win.
your health. I think he wants to win.
Oh my goodness, this dude here, I just wish he would get with someone could just talk to AB, and it's like, AB, you just don't get it, bruh. You just don't get it. And
He's going to keep not getting it until he's completely out of football.
Yeah, and then what?